YouTube, it's Corinne from Florida, although I'm not in Florida anymore. I'm about 800 miles away from home now, and it feels so good to be so free. I am in the northeast Georgia mountains now, and it's really beautiful up here. It's just breathtakingly awesome, and I'm so glad I decided to move and go traveling. And it's pretty funny actually how I decided to go traveling up north, up the East Coast in the dead of winter, because people think that's so crazy. You're going into that cold weather, but it's so awesome because I finally get to experience the seasons, the changing of the seasons, and that's something I didn't have in Florida. I lived in Florida for 11 years, and it was just always summer all the time. And now I've already experienced a 40 degrees temperature drop from moving north, but you can see that it's still not very cold because I'm only wearing a hoodie. It's probably in the 60s, so I still have a big temperature drop to experience as I head north, but I plan on not getting anywhere near New York until spring, because it's like, I heard it was like 17 degrees in New York the other day, and I just can't handle those kind of temperatures. But maybe next year I'll be prepared for that. Last time we left off, I was in St. Augustine, Florida. And that was a really nice historical place. It was like the first Spanish settlement in America or something. And so I saw this lighthouse, and there was like a big old pirate ship, and there was a historic fort, like a battle fort, and that was pretty cool. There was something called coquina stone, and that's what they made the forts out of in St. Augustine. It made the fort so impenetrable, so durable and sturdy that the attackers just gave up after shooting the fort a few times because it was not going down. So that was what St. Augustine was all about. It was pretty cool there. Then after that I went to Jacksonville, Florida, and I only stayed in Jacksonville for a week. It was kind of frustrating because it was a big city. I'm still not very used to big cities. So I just skated around, walked around town, and it was pretty cool. It was nice. After that I went to Savannah, Georgia. I stayed in Savannah for 2 weeks. That's what I'm aiming for, is to stay in a place for 2 weeks, which is kind of hard for me because I'm itching to leave like every week. So I don't know about that. Savannah was pretty cool. It was another very old historic place. The downtown area was really nice. There were a lot of sculptures and a lot of historic sights to see. There was horse-drawn carriages carrying around all the tourists. It's a really big tourist area. I went and I did some street performing, and I went and played my djembe on one of the downtown streets, and I didn't really make much money, but a lot of people enjoyed it. They came and talked to me and talked about my travels, and so that was a pretty good way to meet people. I dated a girl for a couple weeks there, and I really liked her a lot, and I was really surprised at how upset she was about my departure. But when you're a traveler, you just gotta leave. You just gotta keep on going. You can't. I had no intentions on having a relationship during my travels. So yeah, now I am at a rest stop on Highway I-75. I'm headed towards Dalton, Georgia, in the northeast Georgia mountains. Hopefully I can go camping or hiking or something like that. And yeah, my van is doing great. I just took it for an oil change yesterday, and the mechanic said that I have an oil leak and a transmission leak. So I'm gonna get that fixed eventually, maybe on Monday when the shop opens up. And because my van is my lifeline. I cannot live without that thing. That is the only thing separating me from my life being absolutely horrible. I gotta keep my van in top condition all the time. So work is going pretty good. I got another high-paying writing job. Well, not high-paying, but higher than what I was making. So yeah, in Savannah, Georgia, I went to a burger joint. It was called D&D Burgers. That was pretty good. There's this cafe called Lulu's, and I got some cheesecake and some cappuccino. So those are some destinations, I guess, if you're ever going to visit Savannah, is D&D Burgers and Lulu's. And oh, I also went to the Bonaventure Cemetery, and that is like, it's a really creepy cemetery, but it's also kind of like an art place. It's like, there's so many sculptures, so many really gothic memorials, and it's really awesome. Just a great place to stroll around and take pictures, and it was very interesting being in Savannah. But now I'm definitely happy that I have escaped to the mountains. I passed through Atlanta for like 10 hours because I had to take a rest stop. I was so tired, had to take a pit stop. I hated Atlanta. The roads were too steep. My water gallon fell all over the floor. And there was locks on the toilet paper, locks on the outlets at McDonald's so I couldn't plug in my laptop. It was just utter chaos in Atlanta. So I got out of there as fast as I could. And so now I'm just loving life, just enjoying my travels, and I hope you all will enjoy your travels whenever you decide to get out there. So that's all for now. Have a good day.